Hey guys, this is one of my favorite videos to film, my fall favorites. So in summer I didn't really do a comparison video because I wasn't that excited about a lot of the polishes. There were a few that really stood out, but nothing that was like totally exciting to me. I really pulled out a lot of my favorites from last year. Cert colors, those neons are really good. So there were a few in there, but I don't know, I just wasn't in the mood to do a summer video, but I'm definitely in the mood to do a fall video. I'm just gonna keep it definitely more simple. So what I'm wearing on my nails is one that I'm gonna talk about. I'll just quickly mention it because I always get questions about it. It's ORLY Persistent Memory. It's so good from their new collection, but we'll talk about it more later. I narrowed it down to 16, and that's pretty good for me. I started at 10, then I went to 12, and then I went to 16, but usually I start at like 60 and I have to work it down to 40. So I'm getting better, and then sometimes the videos are so overwhelming because I put quite a bit of time and work into it. I show you comparisons. I have some honorable mentions in there too. It's just a lot of work, but I do like doing them, but I'm just gonna try to keep it a little more simple. It still will be a little bit chatty, but if you want a super chatty long video that talks about a lot of fall polishes, check out my 2020 and my 2021 fall favorites videos. You'll have a lot of options in there. So this year I'm super into like just moody colors. We had a long hot summer, super dry, and I'm just ready for the cold moody weather. I'm totally in the mood for moody polishes. I'm gonna do them like I always do in color categories, and let's get started. I'm gonna start with Ceci Pas Blanc. I talked a lot about what this name means in my review for the ORLY Fall collection. This is from their new collection. It's the Surrealist collection. I love this kind of bone white color. It has a little bit of yellow in it though. It's a little bit bright, but still kind of muted, and I'm totally in the mood for it right now as we go into fall. There's quite a few polishes out there that are a little bit creamy white like this, but this is the one that I'm absolutely loving right now. It's got a little bit of a acrylic formula. It's going to build up in 3 coats, and it's just a really fun one to wear. There's lots of other fun ones like OPI My Vampire is Buff, quite a few of Essie shades like Mixed Taupe and Urban Jungle. Those are all a little bit more pink leaning, but I like this one because it's a little bit more kind of yellowy beige leaning. Love this one. And then we have Peace of Mined, and this is from the OPI Fall Wonders collection from this year. I thought it was a really great collection. I have a lot of OPI polishes in here because OPI usually just kills it in the fall. So I love these kind of purple leaning taupe shades, and this has a beautiful formula too. It's going to be opaque in 2 coats. You might need 3 if I remember correctly, but it's so pretty, guys. Totally in the mood for taupe. This is kind of close to Taupeless Beach. I really like grays too. There's a new gray one from the ORLY Surrealist collection that I really love. I can't think of the name off the top of my head right now, but that's a good one to get to. That's more of like a cooler toned gray. I really liked ORLY Sagebrush. I think it was from a couple years ago, and that's kind of a green leaning gray, which I really like too. I was kind of just in the mood for kind of taupey purple color this year, so I'm excited about this one. So since that's kind of lavender leaning, I'm going to continue on with the purples, and I have a few more to share with you. This is Addio Bad Nails Ciao Great Nails, and I love this one. I've talked about it quite a bit. I didn't write down what collection this is from, but I will put it here so that you can see it here. They describe it as a pale lavender with shimmer, and it's got an interesting shimmer though, you guys. It's almost like, it's not really glittery, but you can see it in there almost like a texture, but it's not textured, and I thought OPI would give me a better description, but it doesn't. It calls it shimmer, but it's a little bit different. It's a little bit special, and I like it a lot. I think you'll like it too. Let me know if you've already gotten it because I've talked about this quite a bit, but I had to add it in. In here you're gonna find a lot of new favorites, but then you're gonna find a few that I just really reach for every year, and I've been reaching for this one ever since it came out. Another one that I almost put in but I didn't, but I'm just gonna mention, is Merino Cool. That is such a cool Essie color. I do feel like that one's a little bit hard to find, and maybe it's not anymore. I need to double check on that, but just so you guys know, I link everything down below so that they are easy to find. Hopefully they're all easy to find. I might have difficulty, but that's why I'm mentioning other polishes so you can know which other ones are great. But if you have Merino Cool and you haven't pulled it out for a while, this is a good time to pull it out because it's just a really nice kind of smoky lavender purple. And then we have this beauty called Claydreaming. This is so dreamy. It really is. It goes on in like 1 coat. My reel of this on Instagram kind of blew up. It has like 6 million views right now because, I mean, you can't pass up a color like this in fall. It's so beautiful. It's this beautiful kind of of smoky mauve shade, and I know you're gonna think it's pretty close to Angora Cardi from Essie, and it kind of is. I'm gonna throw up a comp here for you guys to see. I feel like this one's a little bit darker than that one, so if you have that one, you might not need this one, but I feel like I kind of need both. They're slightly different, same kind of vibe though, and so I just love this one. It's one of my favorites from this year. Each year I pick a favorite from the year, and I didn't really have any summer polishes that I just loved, and so I'm kind of waiting, and I think this year I'm gonna pick a fall color. The last 2 years I've picked summer colors, and this year I really think it's gonna be a fall color. So this one's so good. And then we have an even moodier purple. This is Smokin Hot, an Essie classic. Most all of you probably have this shade. If you don't, go get it, because you're not a true Essie lover unless you have this shade. So good. I wasn't gonna throw it in, but I'm like, nope, I have to. It's just a classic Essie shade, and I like it. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about green. So last year I was super into sage green, like spring, summer, fall, and even winter I pulled in sage green. Like last year, sage green was my favorite. I don't know why I didn't pick a sage green as my favorite polish last year, but this is a really good one. This is Natural Connection. This is from their Swoon in the Lagoon collection. And this might be my favorite because I do think it came out this year. Did it? I don't know. I'm getting all sorts of confused because Essie has had so many collections. I think it was though. And so this might be in the running for my favorite too, because I gotta continue on with the sage love. I just can't quit it quite yet. So this is beautiful. There are quite a few sages out there. So I'm gonna put up this comparison so you guys can see some other ones, because you might have some in your collection already. Exposed, I don't know if I have that on there. That's kind of like a gray green. That is a good one too, but these are some good options too. We also have like, so here's Exposed here. It's a little bit kind of more gray, and then a little bit brighter we have from the Beleaf in Yourself collection is this one called Beleaf in Yourself. That's the namesake of it. So all of these are really great. Look how fun they are. Exposed is really great too. I almost put that one in, and then I picked this one over it. I like them both. So sometimes it's hard to decide, but sage green is still in for me. Continuing on with the greens, here is this beauty from Orly. I don't usually pick shimmery colors as my favorites, only once in a while, and this one is just too cool to pass up. You guys, this is Metamorphosis. This is from their new Surrealist collection. It's just a little bit different, a little bit interesting. It looks kind of like a magnetic polish the way the shimmer is in there. Has a lot of depth. It almost looks like a globe. I don't know. It's so cool. It's not super glittery, and so I think that's why I like it. It's a teal with kind of a copper shimmer in it. So cool. Definitely gonna wear it. You need to wear it too. And then of course I need these dark rich greens. I have a lot of greens in here. I love green, especially this time of year, and this is things I've seen in Abergreen. This is from the Fall 2019 Scotland collection. This one's more of kind of like a grayed out smoky green, and that's just kind of what I was in the mood for, but there's a ton of darker greens that I love. I will put a list up here on the screen of things I love because my brain cannot pull out the names right now. Suzi, I have them right here. I pulled them out. Good job, Laurie. This is a new one from the Essie Fall collection this year. It's just a little bit more yellow leaning, and so I just was in the mood for a more gray kind of cool toned green, but this is a good one too if you want one that's a little more yellow and a little more of like a 70s vibe, but not too 70s. And then Suzi, the First Lady of Nails, is a beautiful one too. It's just a little bit lighter and not as grayed out, but it's a beautiful, beautiful olive green as well. I was thinking too this would be beautiful with a matte top coat. I haven't done that in a while. I don't know if that's still trendy or not, but I think it sounds kind of fun to do. I'm not one that like stays up on trends though. I just kind of do what I like. So I don't know if that's trendy or not, but I do think it'll look really nice with a green. So I might try that this fall if I remember. We'll see. And this one is Elysian Fields, and I really like this green. I normally don't go for like the swampy ones, and I'm going to show this one next to Force Nature. And this one's a little bit different. In my review of this is from the Surrealist collection. I did explain this as like a dirty gold. I've been looking up colors online to kind of be a little more descriptive and have better names. It was kind of in between like a swampy green and like a dirty gold shade, and I thought that was a really good description because it's quite yellow, and I feel like it does go on the nails a little bit darker, but I loved this one. Such a good green, and I definitely will be wearing it. It's just a little bit different. Okay, and then I have a few blues in here. I love to wear blues and browns well, a lot of different things, but I really like wearing blues in the fall, and this one I just fell in love with. Oh, this might be one of my favorites too in the running. So this Natural Connection and this one that I'm going to talk about are in the running for my favorite polish of the year, and Claydreaming. So I think I'm choosing between those three so far. So this is tailored for you. This is from the new Morgan Taylor collection. Look how pretty that looks with this. I love blue in the fall. Just looks so good with colors like this. So classy. This is from Morgan Taylor's Plaid Reputation collection, their new collection for this fall, and it is beautiful. There's a lot of colors like this, but this one is a little bit different. It's a little bit more blue, even though it's kind of a gray blue. I just love the color tone of it. I Heart DTLA is a little bit more purple. That came out last year, and I love this one. And while it is still blue leaning, compared to this one, it definitely is a little bit more purple. And so I just love this one so much, you guys. Yeah, this might be it, but there's quite a few that are close. So I'm going to put up some comparisons so you can see what other polishes are close to this, but it's just one of my favorites, and the formula is so great, and the Morgan Taylor brush is just so good that it's a really hard one to pass up, and you definitely need it. Not much else I can say about it. It's just fantastic. This next blue is Study Tips, and this is from their new Study Tips collection. This is the namesake of the collection, and this is a Target exclusive collection. I kind of hate mentioning these because I know out of the US they're like really hard to find, or you don't even have the option of them because you don't have Target. But why don't you have Target? Everyone needs Target. Target is amazing. But anyway, this is beautiful. It's kind of like a navy blue with some purple in it, and I know people say it looks purple, but I feel like it kind of is more blue leaning. I would say it's a purple leaning navy. But it's a little bit lighter than a dark navy, so I feel like I want to wear it right now. And as we get deeper into fall, close to winter, I wear a darker navy color. So this one's really good. It's a little bit different and slightly purple, so it makes it kind of unique. Maybe I'll put up some comparisons for this one too, so you can see the ones that I compared it to, but I really, really love it. The formula is really fantastic. It's just creamy. It's pretty much opaque in one coat, but sometimes it's nice to just do 1 to 2 thinner coats to build it up really nicely. So I think later on I'm going to wear Infinity Cool as we get into winter time, close to winter, so I did just want to quickly mention that one. OPI came out with one as well. It's a little more inky, and it's a good one too. This is called Midnight Mantra, and that one's really great too. As you can see, it's a little bit darker. So anyway, a really great fun blue, and look how good navy looks with these colors too. That's just why I like blue so much. So now we're going to talk about browns. This next one is Brown to Earth. I have to have a rich, dark brown, and this is kind of a gray leaning smoky brown too, which I really like. It almost has a little bit of purple in it. Like I said, I'm just in the mood for that smokiness, and you need to wear brown in the fall. I talk about this all the time. If you haven't tried brown, try it. It's just so classy. This is a really nice one to wear because it is a little more purple leaning, so if you haven't worn brown and you don't want to go like for straight up brown, get this one. It's really, really great. I also like Chronological Order and How Great Is Your Dane. That one's definitely a little bit warmer, so those are all good options for a brown polish, but brown is one of my favorite things to wear in the fall. Here is from the new Olive and June collection. This is called Tip Your Barista, and it's a really warm brown, and I really like this kind of lighter mid-tone warm brown. It does have a little bit of smokiness too. It's got kind of a curly base as well, and so it's going to be a little bit squishy looking. It builds up pretty good, but I really like this one. I think this is the one that I really liked the best out of the entire collection. I just want to briefly mention this other one from last year, Loves You Latte. It's a really warm kind of pumpkin spice brown, and I really, really loved that last year. But you can see this one is a little, while this one's still warm, it's a little bit cooler than this one. So if you like something that's a little warmer and more of like a pumpkin spice cinnamon color, this Loves You Latte from China Glaze is really great too. It was a great one. I think that was from last year. So I just wanted to mention it. Okay, so while I picked like 16, 17 polishes, I'm mentioning a lot of other ones. So you're probably getting about 30 polishes. Anyway, okay, so now we're gonna go with red. I love kind of a red orange for a little pop in the fall time, and I usually wear Essie Color Binge. This new one came out this year from the Fall Wonders collections from OPI though, and it's called Rust and Relaxation, and I really, really like it. It's pretty close to Color Binge, just a little slightly different. I think Color Binge maybe has a little bit more pink, but this one's a little bit easier to find, and I love it. And it's a little bit squishy and crelly-ish. It's so fun to just just have a pop of color when everything's kind of moody. And this one has a great formula too. So this is a really fun one for that purpose. So here is color Binge here. They are pretty close. This maybe has a little bit more red in it. In my review, I have a comparison picture that I showed. By the way, I will link all the reviews that I have of the polishes that I mentioned down below so you can check those out. And I will also link my fall favorite videos so you can have those at your fingertips too if you want to have the option to watch those. And then we have Persistent Memory, and this is a beautiful kind of brown toned red. It's a little bit rich and dark and moody, and I definitely love these kind of shades for fall. I always have one in my favorites. And there's a lot of other ones that I like Guys and Galaxies from OPI and Complimentary Wine and Essie Wicked and Bordeaux. I don't really reach for those ones as often as I do the OPI ones. And this Orly one is a new one of my favorites as well, so I added it here. Did I say this is from the new Surrealist collection? It is. Love this. I feel like they're all slightly different, but when you look at them kind of far away, they look exactly the same. This is the one that I mentioned that I'm wearing on my nails, and it's fantastic. And then, of course, I had to add Lincoln Park After Dark. This is a classic. I've had it forever. I pull it out every year. It's a really deep, like almost black purple plum berry shade. It's really beautiful. It looks pretty much black on the nail, but it is just so good. It's been around for a long time. You probably already have it, but if you don't, definitely get it because it's an OPI classic. And then of course you have to wear black as we get into Halloween, and I love a good classic black. I picked ONYX Skies from Nature Strong just because I love that line. I need to talk about it more, and everybody else needs to talk about it more. There's some really great polishes in there. I like it so much. This is a really great black. Some other great black polishes are China Glaze Liquid Leather, and Essie Licorice is really great too. Really great formulas, really buildable, and can't go wrong with black. Okay, so that's it for my fall favorites. Are you guys glad I'm getting back into these fall polishes? I was gonna break it up by brand, but I decided I just really love color and I like to pull it in and just from all collections and put it together and compare them against each other and keep them all different collections, all different brands. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. What are some of your fall favorites? I'd really like to know. Please leave me a comment down below and I can read about all your favorites and what you're loving this year. That would just be so fun. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.